you really want to think about how to start understanding your voice and how your voice fits into the voiceover industry. And there are a few tests that I kind of like to do or run through to determine kind of where your voice fits in, or how you can best understand your voice and see how it fits into the industry. And these are obviously preliminary. I think the best way to find out is to start getting work and seeing what type of work you're getting. And you can kind of feel out some patterns sometimes, usually if you start booking enough work. But before that, start thinking about things like your personality. So, are you someone who's really laid back and chill? And if so, start listening. Go to voicebank.net, start listening to demos. Also, pay attention on when you're watching television, when you're listening to the radio, even Hulu, anything that has commercials, and start taking note of the more kind of laid back personalities, the laid back styles, and start thinking about if you feel like that's something that you would be able to do well. So start looking at what is already out there and seeing how your voice aligns with that. If you're a really outgoing personality, then start looking at the more outgoing commercials that are out there. And if you're like me and you're laid back, you're kind of quiet, but in your alone moments, you can be kind of crazy. You can kind of reach out to those more outgoing spots because for whatever reason, there's something about being alone in a padded room that makes it a little bit more okay to be weird. So, for me, I definitely started out doing more of the laid back stuff, but through coaching, actually, and through just becoming more comfortable with voiceover, realized that I did have a range, that I do have a range. And so I can do kind of the more high sell stuff. I can do some teen stuff, some stuff where I kind of have to stretch my voice a little bit. So all of that is fun, introspective stuff that you can do that starts with just thinking about what your personality is. And then also think about what you're drawn to, what sort of things you get excited about. Because a lot of times you can narrow in on those types of niches too. So your personality, what you're drawn to. And then another big one is outside affirmation. So what have people told you that you're good at? I know a lot of us who are in this group, I'm sure, have heard from other people, you have a really nice voice. And maybe that's why you're here. Maybe that's the thing that kind of prompted you to think, well, maybe I should look into this and see if this voiceover thing is worth looking at. People are always telling me I have a nice voice. What context is that in? Is it phone voice? Are people saying you have a really nice phone voice? And if that's the case, look into IVR, doing recording either voicemail messages or phone trees or things like that for companies. Start putting that on your radar. If people say you have a nice radio voice, start thinking about that. There are DJ positions. There are radio imaging stuff where you're kind of giving the radio its look and feel, so to speak. So think about what context people are telling you that you have a nice voice in. And if people aren't telling you that, and you're just here because you're just interested and you want to know, that's fine too. I'm not saying that you have to be getting compliments constantly to be a voice actor. Honestly, I didn't hear it a lot. I have one friend who used to tell me, you have just kind of a nice, like, calming voice, but I didn't hear it a lot. And actually, it wasn't until I started narrating more things that people started to say, oh, you do have a nice voice. So if you're not getting that type of feedback, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be a voice actor at all. So those are just 3 areas I would look at: your personality, what you're drawn to, and then outside affirmation, what people are kind of already telling you.